moderator. I want to say good evening to everyone, those here with us this evening, and those listening by means of Cool FM and also live on television. This is a historic evening for me. It defines for me the different direction that the APP envisions, with young people taking the lead, women caring for their families, and really focusing on the issues that's going to define the new Anguilla. And I feel very privileged to be here, being part of that movement for change. The fundamental issues facing Anguilla in this election, it has to do with good governance, it has to do with issues of accountability and transparency. It has to do with the economic mismanagement of the past and learning the lessons that will distinguish us going forward to ensure that our children's futures are secured. And then thirdly, it has to do with implementing a different economic path from the path that we've experienced in the last year since the Anguilla Revolution in 1967. And that path has to do with crafting diversified economy, but as well it has to do with advancing opportunities for all of us equally. Thank you very much, madam, for allowing me the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Ms. Webster. And Ms. Webster is from the Anguilla Progressive Party. Mr. Kennedy Hodge, you will now have your 2 minutes to give your opening statement.
Good evening. Good evening to the audience here and the audience and viewers outside of this hall. I am Kennedy Hodge, and I'm running for election as an independent candidate in District 1. Anguilla is a very special place for me. It is the place where I was born and the place where I've lived all of my life, except for the few years when I was overseas at college. We all know that prior to the Anguilla Revolution, Anguillians had to emigrate and live in other countries to find work and develop themselves. I have been extremely fortunate, through no effort of my own, but purely because of the date of my birth and the struggles of my parents' generation, to have been amongst the first generation of Anguillians who were able to stay in Anguilla and obtain fulfilling, well-paid employment. Much of the Anguilla Revolution, which opened up these opportunities for me, was directed and planned from my parents' home. Alongside the revolutionary leader Ronald Webster, my family played leading roles in the struggle, and I was present as a 9 to 10-year-old child at many of the critical events, including the search of my family's vehicle and home at gunpoint. These events and my parents' training had a profound impact on my life and fired within me a fierce passion to dedicate my life in the service of Anguilla, to see Anguilla develop and succeed, and more so to see Anguillians uplifted to the point where we could dare to dream and have the opportunity to realize our full potential. In 1974, at the age of 16, I sacrificed my desire to study law and left school to train with Cable and Wireless as a telecommunications technician, because I was told that what Anguilla needed then were telecommunications engineers and not more lawyers.
You can wrap up.
Sorry?
Would you like to wrap up?
Okay. In 2000, I withdrew from active politics to pursue major challenges, including the termination of the Cable and Wireless monopoly and the development of a major tourism project at the eastern end of Anguilla. Since then, I have seen that the people of Anguilla have felt very disenfranchised, and the feeling of disenfranchisement has become stronger and stronger. I am now re-entering active politics to continue to offer myself in the service of the people of Anguilla, to effect change to a system and a governmental style that has allowed this situation to develop.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Mr. Hodge is an independent candidate. We'll now have 2 minutes to hear Mr. Terry Harrigan's opening statement.
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. Good
You're
night.
welcome.
I would like to say thanks to the students of this Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School, to the faculty and staff for inviting us here. I want to indicate to you that it's a privilege to sit among two people who, all of us who have studied at the Vanda Secondary School in that time. So it's a privilege. I also want to indicate that I believe it is the aspiration of all of us to do what our motto said, Dicus est servire. It's an honor to serve. I want to say to the listening public across Anguilla and across the globe that this is a trying time in Anguilla in which people who are going to represent those who can't represent themselves must do it boldly and bravely in what I determine to be the power and privilege of a democracy. I came here also to indicate to this debating society that I look across and I see we have 3 tables, but we have 5 candidates in District 1. I must humbly chastise those people who run for election in this district and fail to show up, because how can you answer the questions of tomorrow if you cannot answer the questions of today? Thank you. It is my humble pleasure to indicate part of my empirical background as well. We have gone a far distance when we can stay here and talk and deliberate and discuss and enter some meaningful political discourse. Whereas I remember those days when the beacon, the light of Anguilla, was shut down by the power of that day. We want to say no more. Let the debate and let the discussion continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harrigan. Mr. Harrigan.